Okay, so tone and tuning Thursday. Here's our second part. This one's going to be all about tuning. Um, I've got a good exercise for us to do. I have here a copy of the pitch tendency chart. This is the one for my instrument horn, and I'm going to do a couple of things on here, and just to demonstrate, and then you can do them on your own with your instrument. This is super important. I've talked about it before, but it's really good for you to sit down by yourself on your instrument and figure out where the pitches lie, whether they're sharp, flat, or in tune. And everything on your instrument is going to be a little different. Every note in every range is going to be a little different. So this is a really good exercise for that, and something that won't take a whole lot of time to work on. I don't recommend doing this all in one sitting. I recommend maybe doing, I don't know, three to five, maybe shoot for one line. I have about 5 pitches on each line here. If I do about one line in one sitting, that would probably be good. I wouldn't do the whole thing because you're gonna go crazy. But this is something you could do throughout several days, or maybe maybe on Tuesday we might do another tuning and tone Tuesday. I don't know. And so maybe Tuesday would be a good day to come back and do a few more of these pitches. So, but just something to think about. This is very, very helpful. I like it. I did steal this one from someone online. I don't even know who, but I found this online. It works really, really well. I've used an exercise like this before, but I don't have access to that one without being at the school. So I found this one, and it works really well. I'm going to go through the directions on it with you. I'm not going to read them all to you, but I'm going to just highlight a couple things. First off, you need to warm up before playing. Your instrument's going to be a little different if it's cold rather than if it's warm, and you're going to play a little differently you're going to play a little differently if you're cold than if you're warm. So you want to warm up. This says about 15 minutes. That seems about right. Maybe after you do some long tone exercises. After warming up, you want to tune your tuning note, and it has down here below the directions good tuning notes for your instrument. So you want to tune those notes and make sure that's in tune. So you start off in tune. And I don't know how it is on all of yours, but on mine, my tuning note is actually the first note that I do in the line here. So I'll tune it up here, but then I'll tune it here again just to double check, and then I'll start changing pitches from there. It says you need a partner for this. Partner is very helpful, but not absolutely necessary. The reason that they put on here that you should have a partner is so that you're not the one looking at the tuner, because more than likely, if you are looking at the tuner while you're playing, you might try to adjust it, adjust your playing a little bit to make it more in tune, and that completely undermines the whole point of this process, is finding out where those notes are naturally. So if you're going to do it with a partner, that's terrific. If you've got someone around the house to help you, wonderful. They don't have to be a musical person. That's just fine. All they need to do is look at your phone, look at the tuner, and figure it out. And by the way, while I'm talking about the tuner, I'll show you how I do this on TE Tuner. It's the tuner that I use. You can download it. It costs a little bit of money. There's also free tuners out there. You can use a free tuner on your phone. I think you might even be able to download one to your computer. You have to look that one up. But hopefully you've got internet. You're able to download an app, and you have a tuner you can use for this. Oh yeah, I was just to finish that thought though on number 3. Try not to adjust when you're looking at the tuner, and if you can tell that you adjusted, if it's moving up and down some, and you're using your mouth or your air to change the note just a little bit, then just stop and start over. Don't count that one, because that goes against the whole point of this. You want to play each note twice. You can play it even more than that. I recommend probably 3 or 4 times, honestly. But play each note at least twice. The first time you play it, just write if it's sharp, flat, or in tune. By plus is sharp, 0 is in tune, minus is going to be flat. And then the second time, you want to try to write in how many cents it is. Cents is how we measure being in tune, and your tuner should tell you. I know TE Tuner does. It's very easy to read. If you have a different tuner that doesn't tell you, or it's a little harder to read, don't worry about it. But you can tell if you're really sharp or you're really flat. Maybe put 2 pluses if you're really sharp, or 2 minuses if you're really flat, or if you're just a little flat, just 1 minus. You can kind of come up with your best system, but make sure that you understand if a note is sharp or flat or in tune. That's really the important part here. Yeah, I think I've covered that. So let's try it. It's been a few minutes since I played, so hopefully my tuning note is in tune. I'll try to turn this so you can kind of see the process as I'm doing it as well. Bear with me as I adjust here. All right, so we'll start on my third space C. Okay, a little flat. I kind of expected that because I haven't played in a few minutes. It's a little cold. We'll see if it gets better here as I play just a little more. I'll put a little warm air in. Ideally, you wouldn't warm up and then talk for 5 minutes and then come back to playing. But if you do, you might have to warm up just a little bit more again. And as I'm sitting here, I'm noticing I probably need to empty my spit a little bit too, so sorry about that. A little better, a little on the sharp side, but let me try it one more time and see if it levels off. Okay, I'm all over the place. Let me try once or twice more. Okay. Better. See, that time I started to adjust it with my mouth. Without even realizing it, I made it go a little lower. So I'm not going to count that. I'm going to try it again and make sure I'm in tune before I go on to any of the other pitches. And if I need to make an adjustment here, I'll make it here. But not with my mouth. Okay. Whoa, that one was way off. Yeah, and I don't know if you can tell, I'm trying when I start the note to not look at the tuner so I can just focus on just starting the note, and then after I've played it for a second, then I look over at the tuner and see. Now I'm still a little bit all over the place with this because I probably need to warm up just a little more, honestly. But this gives you a good idea. That C is mostly in tune now, so we're going to go ahead and go with that. And I'm going to put in tune here because whenever we start this, that C, that first note's going to be in tune anyway. So now I'm going down to my next note, it's just regular B. Very sharp. Less sharp. Okay, that was less sharp again. I'm getting a little more consistent now. Let me try it one or two more times and make sure we're still in the same range, and then I'll write down about how many cents sharp it is. Okay, so it's harder for me to see the cents from where I am, but that was definitely sharp every time. So I'm going to write a plus here, and then I think I saw it as low as 15 cents, and I think I saw it as high as about 30. So I'm going to do an average and say maybe about 20 cents. That might be a little on the offside, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Now I know though that note is sharp. So whenever I see that note, especially if it's a long note that I have to hold out, I'm going to adjust that. I'm going to either change something here, or on horn I can change something with my right hand in the bell, and I'm going to try to adjust that and bring that pitch down a little bit so it's more in tune. And then I'll go and stop there, but you get the idea. You go through and do that with every pitch. Again, I don't recommend you do all of them at once. That's a lot. But if you do 3 or 4, maybe 5 at a time, and then take a break, practice something else, or put it away and save it for another day, that's totally fine. But go through this and learn where all of those pitches are. And if you have an instrument that you can do alternate fingerings with, I would do it the first time with standard fingerings to figure out where they are, and then maybe go back and maybe try some of those alternate fingerings. And there's room on this page where you can make notes of that. So first time do something more standard, and then when you want to go, or if you want to go back, you can try some of those alternate fingerings and see why some of those might be better or might help to make it more in tune for you. So yeah, that's tuning Thursday, along with tone and technique for percussion. Hope that's helpful. Hope you have some time to sit down and work on this. It's very, very beneficial for anyone, and even if you've already done something like this, I've done it before, but honestly it's been since about college when I did this last, and so I really probably should sit down and do this, and I think I will over the next several days as I'm practicing, and I think this will probably show up again maybe next week on Tuesday and or Thursday. So there you go. Thanks.